friends, my Paper Glam family. Oh, it feels good to be back already. Isn't it nice to just be back in the library? I'm excited to be back in this chair, be back with you, and I have so much to tell you guys. So if you're new to Paper Glam, hi, I'm Lisamarie, and I'm so excited that you're here. You picked a good time to join us, girlfriend, because we are starting a new era, a new chapter in the Paper Glam story today. So you might be wondering, what is Paper Glam? Well, it's a lot of things, girlfriend. The first thing is a business, but it's also a community and a lifestyle. So Paper Glam is built on 4 pillars. Well, it's built on a foundation of community, just beautiful, like-minded women with what I call Paper Glam hearts. And on that foundation, we have 4 pillars that make Paper Glam. So we've got planning, seasonal living, book club, and Bible study. So today, I am going to give you an update on what's going on with all 4 of our pillars, and then also a personal life update. I am so excited to catch up with you guys and just tell you where I've been, where I'm at, where I'm going, all things. So if you're just joining us, I took a little hiatus. I needed it. I've been building this thing we call Paper Glam for the last 17 years, and it was really my single point of focus. So I took some time to live my life. A Beyonce song just started playing in my head. So if you know that song, I'll let you finish the rest. Little teaser. Anyway, so let's get to it. Let's talk about the 4 pillars, and then we'll do a life update. Okay, let's do this in what I call reverse funnel order. So behind the scenes, we have funnel order, and then we have reverse funnel order. So what is the Paper Glam funnel? So if you are here, then you are almost 100% interested in seasonal living. So that is like home tours, vlogs, living with the rhythm of the seasons and the months, and my seasonal lifestyle that I have systematized and built into the backbone of everything we do for Paper Glam. So that's the top of the funnel. And then we have planning. If you're watching this, then there's a good chance you are into planning and memory keeping and just being a type awesome girlfriend where we just like to systemize our life, and like you might be interested in spreadsheets, which is my primary love language, and just being like a life archivist, right? Like a memory keeper, a scrapbooker, just a journaler, like all of those like yummy paper things, just like the tactile experience never ceases to light me up. So that's the next piece of the funnel. Then we have book club. I'm a big reader, obviously. We're in my library. This is my recreation of the Beauty and the Beast library, which I will continue to work on for the rest of my days. And so yeah, we have a book club, of course, and you most likely or maybe a reader. And then we have Glam. So that is our Bible study, which is kind of the bottom of the funnel. And, you know, I love Jesus. Obviously, my faith is the backbone of my life. It's what everything, you know, sits on for me. But it's always been a bit of a challenge to make Jesus as sexy as, say, like seasonal living. So anyway, that's the bottom of the funnel. So we're going to go through all of the pillars and what's happening in reverse funnel order. So we're going to start with God and Glam, then go to book club, then go to planning, and end with seasonal living because I have a big announcement for seasonal living. And then we'll do a life update. So settle in, go get yourself a mug of something delicious and preferably seasonal because this is Paper Glam after all. And we are launching a Glam Summer today as well. Do you guys like my flamingo shirt? It's like very Glam Summer, right? We got our flamingos ready to do this June thing. It's my birthday month, so I'm very much shining in my sun. And with that, let's get this party started, okay? God and Glam. So God and Glam, we meet every Monday, and I lead a Bible study from my living room to yours. It's actually my office because that's a little easier for like filming and having all my resources. And we are reading the Bible together from cover to cover. And if you're thinking like, oh, it's already started, girlfriend, jump in, don't even go there because we're going to be going through the Bible for the next like 6 years. And it's already been an incredible journey. We started at the beginning of the year. We meet at Glam Time on Mondays. So Glam Time is 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. It's when all things Paper Glam happen. So whether we're talking book club, live streams, literally anything, I'm going to start putting all my videos up at Glam Time. That's Glam Time. So 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. You'll hear me say Glam Time a lot. So it's every Monday night, like I said, Glam Time. And we have the whole schedule up for the year with, you know, there might be some flexibility needed here and there towards like the end of the year, but by and large you have the whole schedule so you can see where we're at and where we're going. I'm first and foremost a planner. And that way you can also plan ahead, right? So you see kind of the story and the narrative and the verses and the chapters you're reading every week. And then you also get some notes that I create to lead through the story. So I do about an hour and a half monologue, and then we kind of just talk about the story together. And I always hope people will jump in because that's half the fun. But it tends to be a bit of a monologue, and also I put it into a narrative that hopefully resonates with where you are, and I include reflection questions and practical application and any quotes and kind of points of interest from the story. It usually spans from like 3 to 8 pages. So a lot of us have been creating these Bible study binders, which has been a lot of fun, so that we have our notes all in one place. It's something that I've always wanted to create because, you know, as a Christian, I had like church notes, and I had like a Bible study I might be doing on my own, and I might be reading a Christian nonfiction book that like referenced something in the Bible, and I always wanted one kind of repository for it. So ultimately, my plan is to do a teachable course for God and Glam, so like one for Genesis, one for Exodus on through the Bible, but right now we're just seeing where, you know, the Spirit leads. And yeah, like I said, every Monday night, you don't need anything except a Bible and an open heart. So I always say, open Bible, open heart, and this is for you. Whether you've read the Bible before, cover to cover, whether you've been a Christian all your life, or whether you don't even own a Bible, this is for you. I break it down so that it's super simple. It's deep at the same time if, you know, this is not your first rodeo. And I've really designed it so not only does it meet you where you are, it's also something that's completely sustainable. So I've done my very best to eliminate kind of all the excuses. In God and Glam, I call this the spirit of disqualification. You know, the one that's right now saying like, this isn't for me, I don't have time, you know, I can afford it, all those things that are happening right now, stop, right? Yes, you can. So I've eliminated like all of it. Even if you don't read, we read the story together. It's something that we do together as community, so you have accountability, so that you have a place to come every Monday. You have a place in your planner or in your mind where Bible study sits, and you can get it in, and you know, you can do it. You can listen while you're doing the dishes. You can come and listen in. You can have your camera on and participate. You can ask questions. It's for you. If you want to grow closer to the Lord, it's for you. The end. So that is God and Glam. So it's $20 a month. I host it on Patreon. That's the platform that I use, and GSA, which is Glam Service Announcement. That's something else I will say a lot. So GSA, it is moving to $28 in the near future, as soon as I make sure everyone knows about it and has, you know, a chance to see it, be that on Facebook or Instagram or email, or here on YouTube. I want to make sure everyone's kind of looped in and knows what I'm up to. So I'm really proud of it, and it's worth the price. I put a tremendous amount of myself into it and a tremendous amount of my time into it, because I respect you and I respect your time, and everything I do I want to be not only unique to Paper and Glam and the lifestyle that we have here as a community, but also I want it to be incredibly impactful, just energetically and spiritually. And so many of you have taken the time to give me such incredible feedback, and every week I get better, and every week we walk this road together, and we get better together, we grow together. So if you're just joining us, you may not know, this is actually our 8th year together. I started doing YouTube 8 years ago, so 8 means a lot to me well, for a lot of reasons, and I won't get too far into it because this is a large rabbit hole that we could fall down together. But 8 is the number of new life, and in the Bible, Jesus rose on the 8th day, so it represents new life. And I actually started Paper and Glam on June 8th, 2008. Which is also Best Friends Day. And of course I had no idea back in the day. I actually really started it when I was in high school, but that's June 8th, 2008 is the day that it went live on the internet at paperandglam.com. So we're about to celebrate the 13th anniversary of Paper and Glam. So big announcement on Tuesday. But anyway, let's go to the next pillar. Book club. So book club, we've been reading a book a month together also for 8 years, and Ashley Davenport, bless you, has told me that we are also on our 88th title. So everything is screaming rebirth in my life and a new era, and book club is no different. So the books come out in the fall for the entire year, so you get the entire year of books when you join the book club, which is so fun. Right now we are voting on our 2022 titles, so we do reading like only Paper and Glam can, right? It's every title is, it's got seasonal vibes, the cover matches our monthly color. We got colors for the Your Girlfriend. It's a whole thing. Welcome. Anyway, so not only do we read a book a month together and discuss it the last Thursday of the month, unless like otherwise specified, there's a slightly alternate schedule for the holidays and also for the month of June, which is my birthday. I like to take a week off for my birthday. It's right in the middle of the year, and I just find that I kind of need it about this time of year. So we're meeting a week early this month, but the full schedule is out on the book club drive. You get it as soon as you join book club. You can print it and put it in your planner. You can take the JPEG and put it in your phone so it's with you wherever you go. So everything's planned out. That's what I do, right? All the pillars work together. So yeah, also that way you have all the titles. You can request them from your library. This year we're going to be releasing the 2022 titles in September. I've released them in November, second weekend of November, for the last 6 years. I think 6.5 or so, whatever it works out to. The first year I was kind of like getting my bearings. But anywho, so right now we're voting on titles. So in April I debuted the title candidates for winter and spring. So that would be January through April. In May, I debuted the summer titles, so that is the candidates. You get 3 per month, and they're all different, they're all seasonal vibes, and then you pick your favorite that you want to read. So this month we're doing the fall and holiday candidate debut, and so that's going to be September through December, and I give you all my options, and you guys vote on which one you want to read the most. Whether your favorite book wins or not, you still get some fun titles for your TBR, and you also get to vote. Everything Paper and Glam in the new era is going to be all about co-creating this together. I have realized in this hiatus that I can't do it alone, and a lot of the reasons I've had struggles in the past is because I do try to do it alone and I don't ask for help. And not just that, it's just way more fun when we co-create this glam universe together. So title votes are open now. You can join now, and on June 10th is the fall and holiday title debut. So once I do that debut, you'll be able to vote on all 12 titles. The polls are open for January through August right now, so you can go watch those title debut replays and vote. And it's just a lot of fun. It's perfect kind of summer activity when we're like kind of in that summer mode and might have a little extra time to read, if nothing else, just because there's more light outside and it just feels like beautiful reading season. So that is book club. Just like, I guess real quickly, there's 2 live streams a month, and the first one is the Reading Life. That's when we talk about all things books and reading. We talk about tracking our reading. There's a patron-free library. We're doing holiday parties. Like, there's just a million things, and it's so much fun. This is going to take your reading life to a place that you didn't know existed, and I'm really proud of what I've created with the Paper and Glam Book Club. So GSA, it's $10 a month right now. It's going to go to $18. There's tons of resources for you guys out there. There's a treasure trove of bookish content. I'm going to try to keep it moving without like forgetting things, because there's so much, you guys. I'm really just releasing like my life's work, and there's so much more to come. So that's book club. On to planning. So planning, Paper and Glam planning, if you're just joining us, you may not know, I used to release a wholly original, all new monthly planner kit every month, and I did that for 5 years, and it was a tremendous undertaking. It was a labor of love, but it was all consuming. So the other 3 pillars kind of rested on planning, both financially and then also with my time. So this hiatus has really given me a chance to expand the other 3 pillars, and planning's taken a back seat. So our production went down for COVID, and I'm in California, so we have been like locked down on and off for like over a year and a half, and a lot of you didn't really understand like why it was so that happened, and it's because we have seasonal product, right? Every month we have to release a collection. So our May, June, July, and August collections were done and just sitting in production. By the time they came out of by the time we could get production up and rolling, all of those collections, like it was too late to have them run and sent back to me and then sent back out to you. So all of that burned. It was devastating. That was 4 months of my life, a lot of revenue. And I just realized that like I couldn't keep going at that pace. I needed to restructure my life. I needed to take time for myself. I needed to hire a more robust team in a lot of ways. And it was also just time to kind of rebalance everything. I needed to make Paper and Glam sit on all 4 pillars and on a stronger community, and not just sit on one pillar and kind of like doing this like passive consumption thing. I want this to be truly a place where you feel like you're amongst friends, because that is where the life change is, right? Like when we look at Jesus's miracles, every single one was in community except when he rose from the dead. So, you know, this is so important. Life change always goes through the door of community, and community does require showing up and being seen. And I know that's hard. It's so hard for me to sit in front of the camera and record. I had to film this like 4 times, you guys. Like it's not easy for me, but it's always worth it. And I know that's going to be worth it for you. And if that sounds scary on like the first day of school, girl, like I said, just join, listen in, get comfortable. You don't have to dive into the deep end of the pool. Or you can, because the water's safe and it's hot pink and it's glittery and it looks like a lush bath. So join us. So that's planning. Oh wait, we didn't really talk about what's going on. So planning, I've been shipping business as usual for this entire time. I never stopped shipping. The shop never closed. So I have been shipping every single day. Yeah. And there's stickers going out. We've got June planner kits going out right now. Our July planner kit is sold out, but I've been sending out tons of July mystery bundles. Yeah, so I used to have a team of 9, and I'm just, it's just me doing the 4 pillars. But what I want to do once we get kind of seasonal living at cruising altitude, like book club and God and Glamour, is get back to production. So the first thing I'm planning to release as far as new production is the seasonal living list. So those are very much a backbone Paper and Glam thing that I want to bring back first and foremost. And that is such a great segue to, drum roll, little like sparkle sound, seasonal living. All right, sisters, are you ready for it? I've only been waiting 2 decades to do this, to say this, to launch this. I am going to be starting on Tuesday a seasonal living masterclass. So I have been developing a system for seasonal living for the last 2 decades, and really since I was like a kid, I would do this. Like in my mind, I always just want to like organize everything and systemize everything so that like in my mind, everything's in its place. In my house, everything's in its place. And I can, you know, just like create that holy, beautiful calm in my home, which creates that in my heart, which creates this beautiful creative space to live from and to work from and to connect with you from. And it's from that core that I live. And it's occurred to me that like all the questions I've gotten over the last, you know, like 8 years of doing my seasonal home tours and of doing seasonal living, the questions that I get around it are about like systemizing it and creating like almost like a house management system. So that's something that I didn't really realize that I had. I have a whole coursework around seasonal living that I've implemented into my life so that everything flows effortlessly from one month to another. It doesn't feel like an undertaking. It just feels like something that is self-care that you do for yourself that radiates back out into every area of your life. So this masterclass is going to be a live talk class the first Thursday of the month, starting with the July 1st date. I love that date, July 1st. So the first kind of date, I guess, we'll back up a little, is June 8th, the 13th anniversary of Paper and Glam. I'm going to be launching officially the Seasonal Living Masterclass. So we're going to get all the details there. But the most requested things for Paper and Glam are always 2 things: vlogs and home tours. Because I was so focused on the business of Paper and Glam, which was the shop, that was the income for my whole team, I'd never really had time to do those things. So now with this masterclass, I have a framework that allows me to do that. You know, if you've never done YouTube before, like created videos and edited, like the filming is the easy part. The editing takes like almost 3 times as long as the filming. So especially for vlogs, like right now, Allie's going through my spring seasonal moments vlog, which is like my April and May vlogs, which is like 80 different clips that she's editing together into a beautiful narrative. So when this launches, there'll be lots of videos just like ready to go for you guys to watch. And I have a lot more planned, but I don't want to fall too far down the seasonal living rabbit hole, except to say that I'll see you at Glam Time on Tuesday, June 8th. And oh, I'm just so excited. It's going to be awesome. So there's going to be 2 tiers. There's going to be the masterclass, and then there's going to be the vlog tier. So one will include, of course, the masterclass. The second one will include the masterclass and weekly vlogs. So weekly seasonal vlogs, just like the old days, girlfriends. I've been getting my footing with vlogging for the last 6 weeks, working with Allie, and just making sure we kind of are in a rhythm and we're ready to do the glam thing, you know? So. All right, girlfriends, before we get to the life update, I just want to do a quick little recap. I threw a lot of glammy things your way, and I figured we'll do just like a Cliff Notes bullet point wrap up. So God and Glam, that's every Monday night at Glam Time. It is currently $20 a month. It's moving to $28 a month for new members only. So join now to lock in your OG pricing, which is Original Glam, at $20 a month. It's on Patreon. That's just a membership platform that allows me to focus on creating amazing content for you, and they take care of like everything else, the platform and the billing and all of that. So that is God and Glam. Book Club, same thing. It's on Patreon. It's the last 2 Thursdays of the month, except for June, November, and December for, you know, Thanksgiving and Christmas. It is currently $10 a month. Join now to lock in your OG pricing. It is going to be moving to $18 a month for new members only in the near future this summer. And then we have planning, kind of business as usual there. Take a little B&G shopping spree anytime. Always shipping, always lots of fun glam to ship out, and digital product too. So everything releases in digital and physical if you're new. So there's digital product, there's physical product. And then Seasonal Living. So Seasonal Living is also going to be another membership community similar to Book Club and God and Glam, except it's going to be right here on YouTube. So I'm trying the YouTube membership platform for Seasonal Living. On Tuesday, June 8th at Glam Time, you're going to see 2 buttons on my channel. One will say subscribe, which you see right now, and then one says join. So join will be the button to get into the Seasonal Living Masterclass. And that'll be, yeah, Tuesday, June 8th, Glam Time. And I think that's about it. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the little bell icon so you can get notified about new videos. And yeah, let's get to this life update. Oh gosh, sisters, life update, where to begin? So much to tell you. So the week before COVID, I moved home to Napa, and it happened really suddenly, and I filmed a really beautiful moving announcement for you. And I remember saying in the video that I really felt the hand of God moving in my life, and it was really hard. It was a really hard season. And I actually cried on camera, and I remember being nervous to post that, but it just felt like a really divinely inspired video. And I was, of course, in the midst of a move, and relocating a business as well as a home is no small undertaking. At the time, I was like flying home to Napa to interview a new team, to stand up the new team like seamlessly so there wouldn't be any interruption or anything like that. Because at that point, we were doing a really high volume of orders, and of course our subscriptions and everything. So I was doing that, was like finding a new home, and I was just like, okay, I'm gonna like edit everything and like get it up when I get to Napa. So when I got to Napa, which was the first week of March, I put the memory card in my computer and it wouldn't read. So I just put it in every single one of my devices, both my cameras, both my laptops. None of them will read it. So the footage corrupted, and I'm so bummed because I felt like yeah, it was a really special video. But that's okay. We'll just take it from the top. So that's why there wasn't a moving announcement, but I I did do a last Los Angeles apartment tour, as well as filming the end of the LA era. So we're going to celebrate the launch of the seasonal living community, and then also my return to YouTube with some vintage vlogs. I've recorded so much stuff over the years that I just never got to edit. So you guys are going to feel some of that old glam nostalgia with these vlogs that I'm going to be sending live, as well as my last LA apartment tour, which featured everything like behind the scenes from the shop, which is what you guys have been wanting to see for like the longest time. So I have all of that coming for you to gear up for this launch. And but back to the life announcement. So as the good Lord would have it, by the grace of God, I happened to move home to Napa the week before COVID. So the first day of my lease was March 1st. I didn't sleep for about 2 weeks leading up to that, and got my keys March 1st and moved into Napa HQ, the new Glam HQ. Spent a couple weeks setting up the shop again, setting up my home, which was, gosh, so much to move. And then of course the world stopped and everything stopped for not just me, but for all of us. And I really, after some prayerful consideration, knew that it was just time to take a knee, just to set everything at the foot of the cross and let whatever was going to burn, and trust that God was going to rebuild it in his way, in his time. And he did. He is always faithful. And you know, you don't have a testimony without a test, but a lot of that I have shared behind the scenes for the seasonal living members. I really, as far as my personal life goes, I realized over, you know, the past 8 years of doing YouTube that I want to create a safe space for me to create and be vulnerable with you guys, but also for you to come as you are and share your stories and connect with me, connect with each other, because we need those safe spaces. You know, the internet is a scary place. If you've never created content before, I'm sure you've seen like the comments and stuff that happens on even the most like innocent of posts, you know, like I make videos about stickers and like pumpkins, you know, it's like, it's pretty low key, I would think. You would think wrong. You know, it's just, it's a lot. I want to create like a shelter for myself and for you, where we can come and feel like we're seen and known and among our people. So that's what I'm doing with the new era. And I share all of that because I realized in the old era what I needed to correct and what I needed to do to move into where I am now. And I just took some time to get really clear on my value and my values. And I feel like this life update is all over the place because life is all over the place. So yeah, I settled into my hometown. I didn't know a soul. I went into one of the darkest seasons of my life, if not the darkest season of my life. And I know I'm not alone in that. And just that I said on God and Glam a few times, because I was still doing God and Glam live 6 days a week through March and April. And then I just realized I needed to take some time for myself. But I remember saying, like, I feel like my life is like IKEA furniture. It's just like all the pieces are just on the ground, and I'm just like, I guess I have to build something new with this. So I took some time to rest and reinvent myself and reinvent this thing we call P&G. And you know, a year and a few months later, here we are. So yeah, I live in Napa, California, which is where I was born and raised. I'm a born here, live here, die here Napa girl. And I'd always planned to come back to Napa. That was my master plan, but I wanted to live that hot pink dream that is LA, and I wanted to set up production in LA, and as you guys know, I did. Some of you have been with me since I lived in Denver and I was like a corporate IT girl. I moved to LA and really got the shop off the ground and quit my IT job, and then now I moved to Napa, where I'm moving into a different season of life. So gosh, the first thing I did, actually, like starting with like my birthday, was I just connected with some really amazing girlfriends here in Napa. I reconnected with my best friend Taylor, who I actually went to elementary school with, who like we ended up reconnecting through Bumble BFF, which I had never done any sort of online dating or online like networking type thing other than like social media, although it's really not all those that different. Before. And then I got to Napa, I was like, well, it's COVID. like I'm not going to be meeting anyone at the gym or the bar, you know, for basically ever. So I guess it's time to like join this like thing they call Bumble. So I did, and I just used like BFF, and I met some really amazing sisters who have been my real life glam squad, and I'm just really blessed to know them. Like we do book club every month, and like we do it in the park, and like we have dinner parties, and it's I don't know how I would have made it without them and without you guys through the last year, because it was really, really lonely, you know, being you know, when you're single and like it's regular life, right? Like single's like one part of your identity, but then when you're single and it's COVID, you're like in your house all day, by, you know, every day by yourself. And of course, like my mom's up the street and I have my family here, but I didn't know anyone else. So I'm so glad that I was able to connect with other like-minded women and like form a community. So I did that. I'm really focused on that, like June through December, and just praying into the next chapter of Paper and Glam. I relaunched God and Glam November 30th, starting with an Advent study. Relaunched Paper and Glam book club in January, and then just kind of got my footing with those communities. And then, as the good Lord would have it, I met the love of my life, the one that I have waited for. And I refer to him as the Glam Doctor Man. And he's just my person. He's, you know, my know and you know best friend. And yeah, you guys will see him in the member community. Yeah, so where to begin with that, except to say that, you know, I really kind of struggled listening to God while it felt like he wanted me to be just like his workhorse. I knew he had this big calling for my life, but it was really hard to feel like that was kind of like everything for me. But at the same time, I knew that it had to be, because I've shared this with you guys before, I think, but you know, I knew really when I was like even a child that I had this thing inside me that had to come out. And of course, I'm not a mother in the traditional sense. I'm a fur mama and a business mama, but not a human mom. But I felt like I had been like pregnant. I had this thing I had to get out. I had to come out into the world, and I didn't feel like I could do anything because I was like, wait, I'm growing this thing and like it needs to come out, you know. And it was just like I just had this sense of urgency from really like a young age. Like I said, I started Paper and Glam when I was like 17, really, as far as just like planning it out. And of course the internet was a very young thing at that point. Even when I started in 2008, right, that's like pre-social media. That's when like blogs were the rage. So P&G actually started with a shop, and then I realized I didn't want to sell other people's products. I wanted to sell my own products. And so I knew that was going to be a much longer road. And so I got into blogging, and I did that from 2008 to 2013, kind of like off and on while working full-time in IT. And then anyway, and I started my YouTube in 2013, launched a shop January 1st, 2015, quit my job March 8th, 2016, and my last day at my last job was April 8th, 2016, and I've been glamming so hard ever since. Hired a team real quick because I couldn't do everything on my own, and that was life. It was like monthly collection, and of course I did take a little time to live along the way, but I didn't. I just kind of like stole the moments that I could while kind of keeping the train on the track. And as much as COVID in that period was the hardest time I've ever been through, and I'm sure for you guys too, it also was full of strange and unexpected blessings. And I think that, as God always does, he will always take our ashes and give us beauty if we let him. And when we're in those seasons of waiting, there's really nothing to do but string together one next right thing after another and trust that God's going to make something beautiful with it, because that's what he did with my life, and that's what he's doing with all of our lives if we let him. But it's hard to trust in the moment. It's hard to trust that anything beautiful is going to come from heartbreak or loneliness or just those hard seasons of life. So yeah, all that to say, the best is yet to come, and it's always yet to come. So whatever you're going through, don't lose hope. I'm about to turn 35 on June 18th, and I was thinking about my 34th birthday. So a year ago, my whole life was in shambles. It felt like everything I had built, my entire life building, came to nothing. I was single in my hometown. I didn't know a soul, and I was like, wow, I thought that, you know, I would live for like 5 years, how most people won't, to live for the rest of my life. Like most people can't, right? That's the entrepreneurial dream. You just kind of like put your head down and grind it out, and like nobody cares, work harder type mindset. But I realized, I was like, wow, all that didn't come to anything, and I was just like so devastated. So on my birthday, I did the Reading Life live stream, which is one of our monthly live streams for book club, and then I went and had dinner with my family, just like a little family dinner, and I was driving home, and it was like 9, and it was like a hot pink sunset, and that's like one of God's winks to me, is a hot pink sunset. And it just like, I was so mad when I saw that, because in LA the sun would set hot pink almost every night off my balcony, which overlooked like all of Hollywood. And this hot pink sunset, I was like, it was almost like mocking. I was like, how could you do this to me, God? Like nothing, like everything I've worked for just came to nothing. And I like heard so clearly in my voice, in like that small still voice, like, a year from now everything will be different. Like I will have rebuilt your life a year from now. And I just like felt so clearly like that truth, and like a year later, like he has been so faithful with that. So yeah, all that to say, I just want to encourage you guys, if you're going through a hard time, like, one, don't go through it alone, which I know is really cheesy, but we do have this beautiful thing called the internet, and like all tools, it can be a tool of great destruction and also a tool of great good. And I plan to use it to make a hot pink dent in the side of this world for the kingdom of God, and I hope you'll join me for the journey. That's where I've been, and that's where I'm at, and I can't wait to see where we're going together. So it's been a hot minute, so this is a nice long video. I hope you've enjoyed reconnecting, and I hope to see you on God and Glam, on book club, on Season Living on Tuesday. Next video, Season Living debut, June 8th, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. We have 4 Facebook groups for each of the Paper and Glam pillars. We also have 4 Instagrams for each of the Paper and Glam pillars. I've been rolling with God and Glam and book club. Going to come back up on the other 2 soon on Instagram. Facebook's always rolling. We make content calendars for Facebook, so you can see everything that's happening every month for Paper and Glam, and those go up in every single group, so you'll catch it somewhere. There's an email digest if you're not a social media gal. There's a newsletter that comes out with any news. So all of this is linked below. All the links to the membership community linked down below. Everything linked below. Yeah, I think that's it. I love you guys, and I can't wait for what the new era brings to each and every one of us, both individually and collectively. It was a long road to get here. It's been a long, long road to happy, but I am happier than I've ever been, and I know that I just know that you and I are going to see some really incredible things in this next chapter. So until next time, I love you guys, and go get connected. I'll see you soon.